Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our 2020 presidential candidate in the building.
The very well spoken.
Very well spoken, as we've heard. Cory Booker.
Cory Booker is here.
Good morning, everybody. It's really good to be back.
I didn't see you the first time you came in. I was actually on vacation.
I know you took off, man. I came up and you went the
They
other
don't
way.
need two light-skinned brothers at the same time. So I let you slide in.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here this morning.
We saw Mayor Bloomberg apologize to you for calling you well spoken. Why is that insulting for white people who may not know?
Well, look, it's almost as if, and we heard this in the Obama's first campaign where he was called clean and articulate. Mm-hmm. It's almost like many white folks are sort of surprised that an African-American man can speak well, and you don't hear it. You don't see this kind of surprise. Oh, he's well-spoken. They don't say that about white men, but it's a trope that we've heard for generations about African-Americans. Mm-hmm. And I love history. Read about everybody from Frederick Douglass to Booker T. Washington talking about people surprised that they're so smart or so well-spoken. Mm-hmm. So it's insulting, and you can't be running for the highest office in the land. Making mistakes is all right. We all do. We've all said things we regret. Mm-hmm. But to run for the nomination for the Democratic Party, and if you're going to be doing things that are insulting, dragging up what are actually painful kind of words like that, you're not going to be able to win the presidency. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that, because it is, you cannot win the presidency if you cannot energize and activate the black community. And folk don't understand that. Hillary Clinton, and this, by the way, it wasn't her. She was dealing with voter suppression. She was dealing with the Russians literally targeting African-American voters. Right. Mm-hmm. But
sexism.
All of that. But the black turnout that was down from 12 to 16, 800,000 to 1 million votes. In those three states that we lost by 77,000 votes combined, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, 77,000 vote difference. If we had won those three states, it would be President Clinton right now. There was a voter diminution of black voters dramatically. In fact, in Milwaukee alone, the activists there told me about 70,000 less blacks voted than had voted the 4 years before. So this election is critical. The African-American vote is essential. And you add to that I'm not in this just to win the presidency. I want to send Mitch McConnell to the back bench. Mm-hmm. And if you think about the Senate seats that are up that we have to win, North Carolina's Senate seat, South Carolina's Senate seats, there are actually 2 Senate seats in Georgia right now, not to mention Arizona. These are states where the black and brown vote is critical. Mm-hmm. And so imagine a Democratic nominee saying things that are so insulting to the black community, dragging this up. It's just, it's not going to work.
Well, what if you are well-spoken? How should a white person describe that? Because you are well-spoken, so
I appreciate that, but I don't mind folks pointing out a lot of facts about me that have distinguished me in my career, and to say that I'm well spoken is not the thing that you hear, necessarily folks saying about other candidates.
Don't say that about a white candidate.
They don't say somebody else. So like really, what are they bringing up about the other white candidates when it's being talked about? So look, it was said, it was done. Call it a learning moment, but. I got work to do, so I'm not spending too much time.
So you did endorse Mayor Bloomberg, though.
I did. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He was the architect of stop and frisk.
He was, and
why would you endorse someone with that type of policy? That's a racist policy.
Yeah. Look, you're seeing a lot of black mayors right now endorsing Mayor Bloomberg because, when I was coming up, when I first got elected, and Newark was in a crisis. It was him and a few other mayors around the country that came forward and gave me really practical support. Mm-hmm. He was somebody that said, my whole administration is open to you. And we came in to learn about everything from his office of entrepreneurialism. Mm-hmm. He stepped forward and helped us on strategies to build affordable housing. So when it came to the tacticians of being mayor, there's a lot of incredible things that he helped us with. And I'm not shy to say it at all. But obviously the policing practices are something that's absolutely unacceptable. And the way he defended them, even when he saw the evidence presented to him, is unacceptable.
Oh, did you see him lie to Gayle King the other day and say that nobody ever even asked him about it until he ran for president?
I did not see that.
Yeah.
That was
in the same interview he called you well-spoken.
Yeah, well, that's messed up because there's a whole lot of tape of folks confronting him, and I saw a lot of the activists.
Do you think his apology was bullshit? It was just because he's running for president?
You have to ask him. I don't know. And again, this to me is, we're in the New York City area, so we live with this for a long time, and for me right now, the focus is. I'm like running I used to run track, and my coach used to tell me when I'd line up for the hurdles, don't look to your left, look to your right. You deal with your own obstacles, get to the finish line. And so I'm trying to spend most of my time talking about my candidacy and what we're trying to achieve, because especially as Democratic Party, I'm not going to spend my time criticizing them when we all have to get together. We got one shot to make Donald Trump a one-term president. And so my focus is getting across the finish line as being the nominee, because I think I'm the best in this field to activate that rainbow coalition, that Obama coalition, to begin to heal not just our party but the country, so that we can actually start dealing with the big problems we have that can only be solved if we start finding ways to mobilize the whole nation to deal with them. Because, folks, this is going to be a very difficult decade ahead of us. Climate change alone, if you see the last UN report, the predictions they made, things are accelerating at a rate that scientists didn't anticipate. And any big thing that we've done in this country, from going to the moon to beating the Nazis, has taken a mobilization beyond the lines that divide us. You had to have my grandmother, Black working class woman, talked to me about during the war effort, her victory gardens and her buying war bonds, because it took the whole country to beat a global threat. Well, this is what it's going to take to deal with the challenges we have right now. And so I'm running a race not to tear down other Democrats. I watched that script in the last election where we couldn't even unify our party to beat Donald Trump. I'm not just trying to beat Donald Trump. I think that's the floor. It's not the ceiling. It gets us out of the valley. It doesn't get us to the mountaintop. So I'm trying to run a campaign. I always say you can't campaign wrong and then think you're going to govern right. I'm trying to run a campaign, a positive campaign, not spending my time talking about other people, but spending my time trying to inspire other folks to win a big election, a wave election that wins us Senate seats, House seats, state legislators, governor seats, so that we can have the people in place. Because it's not about me, it's about we, to actually get the kind of change that we're going to need immediately on jump to turn this country around. But more, even bigger than that, to turn the planet around.
People talk about climate change, right? What if the Earth's just sick of us? What if humans are really the parasites and we've just, done so much damage to the Earth that the Earth is rebelling? So how can you really reverse climate change? How can you stop the Earth from doing what the Earth is doing?
Well, first of all, you're right in the sense that we're doing things that are, just our diets alone. The world is shifting towards the Western diet, towards the American diet. And the number one reason of rainforests being cleared is for industrial animal agriculture. If all of the world ate like sort of the diets of Western democracies or America in particular, we would need like 4 planets just to feed folks.
Lord have mercy.
But that doesn't mean that it's a fait accompli. That doesn't mean that we can't change. The one thing about our species is we're remarkably adaptive. And so, when people know that we do better. So I see the things, it's hurtful. I watched a documentary the other night about plastics and how there'll be more plastics in our ocean than biomass soon. And it's destructive what we're doing. But I don't underestimate our ability to learn and to adapt and to get better. I have great faith in humanity. And that doesn't mean there hasn't been wretchedness. And our country's story is a story of wretchedness. Talk about what we did to Native Americans, what we did to African Americans. Frankly, the wretchedness of what we've done to women in our country's history. But we're not defined by that. We are defined by how we respond to that. And so our history is also a history of overcoming, of battling against powerful, destructive forces that would have ended humanity in the past.
Now, you talked earlier about, you said Bloomberg opened up his staff to you, and you learned a lot from him about low-income housing and things like that. Now, how could what plan do you have to help people be able to own homes and create generational wealth and to start from a place where they can get a loan and they can get a home and all those things?
Yeah, so first of all, I love that you start there. Because often when people talk about, especially black people, they talk about us as if we're a problem to be solved and not understanding that when we create equal pathways to wealth, it stimulates prosperity. I mean, when I talk to some of the best economists, they talk about you want to judge what kind of jobs are going to be created, look at the housing market. How many people are buying homes? And so I actually start with that. I want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, but people in my community, as a guy who lives in a black and brown community that's struggling around the poverty line, folk aren't aspiring to make minimum wage. Yeah, they want to if they're working minimum wage, they want a fair wage, but people aspire to wealth. And so my whole sort of economic plan really starts by that. It's how do we create more entrepreneurship, more homeownership, more prosperity. And so to answer your question specifically, we've got a number of things. Number one, I have a bill that has been, a lot of academics have said this is one of the more breakthrough pieces of legislation that if we could get this done would create generational wealth in America, and that's called baby bonds, which is just everybody born in America, everyone, by birthright gets an interest-bearing account with $1,000 in it. Now, by the way, we use our tax code already to create wealth. We drive wealth up. If you have money, we're going to give you more incentives to make money. We create tax expenditures to do this. So this is not something radical. Everybody gets an interest-bearing account, and every year of your life, depending upon the wealth of your family, you will get up to $2,000 deposited into that account. So we're a nation that has high child poverty rates. So 1 in 5, 1 in 6 kids are born poor. Those kids, by the time that they're 18 years old, have upwards of $50,000 in that account. Average black family will probably have about average black child will have about $30,000. And then you can use that. Now you have wealth to do things that create wealth, which is start a business, buy a home, go to college. And so I know already Columbia University says my plan, because we did it. You can't deal with generations of policies that were designed to racially impact the wealth of African Americans. The FHA loans, red line, and all of that. We designed this in a way that we know would deal with the racial wealth gap. And Columbia University says our bill would literally close the racial wealth gap for those teenage kids because there's disproportionate African Americans, Latinos are poor. And so that alone would give people a stake to start doing things. And we have a lot of folks from the housing world that said this is amazing because it would help.
What's the difference between that and universal basic income?
Because universal basic income is giving money to anybody based upon anything. It doesn't have even racial consciousness in it. It's just Donald Trump's kids would get $1,000, and I have a problem with giving wealthy people who don't need it more money. I would rather target that towards dealing with historic inequality and to level the playing field. And that's why this one, based upon income, a family's income, depending on how much you get, that deals with inequality. What you're talking about there is not going to deal with inequality.
Got you.
And so that's the first thing. And then we just need to start talking about housing, empowering people with housing. So the rental market does affect the home ownership market because many people get stuck in rental situations where they're not saving money.
Right.
And so I have another big effort, which is just simply, there's many Americans, 40+% are paying more than a third of their income in rent. And by relieving that pressure, we have something called, we give the mortgage interest reduction if you own a home. We're saying, let's give every renter in America who's paying more than a third of their income in rent, let's give them a refundable tax credit between their what they're paying and over a third of their income and the area median rent. That would cut poverty for millions and millions of Americans, raise the incomes for millions and millions of Americans, and put people in a situation where they can have more month at the end of their more money at the end of their month and month at the end of their money, as they say. In other words, this idea that we can start being a savings economy. Because people said, oh, you should have a savings account. Well, damn, if you're spending all your money, childcare, prescription drugs, all of these things, you're not going to be able to save the kind of money you need to put a down payment on a house and start. So we have a big housing program, but a lot of it's just about raising the incomes of Americans. We're going to double the production, double the earned income tax credit. That's going to give 150 million Americans under my plan a tax break. And we're going to expand the definition of work. the earned income tax credit doesn't go to kids in college who are working their way through college. Doesn't go to seniors who are catching extra jobs. So we're just going to do a lot of things to help incomes in America where people can actually have the resources necessary to create wealth.
I've seen you reveal a $100 billion plan for HBCUs. You announced a federal bill that bans natural hedge discrimination. Like, why do politicians wait until they're running for president to announce all these things they want to do for black people?
Well, first of all, that's the question I ask. As a guy who's been in public life for a long time, I say to this: don't suddenly run for president and put a tab on your website about how you're going to deal with black issues. What have you been doing from jump?
And you've seen it because you've been in the Senate.
Yeah, I've been in the look. When I got to the United States Senate, and remember, the Democratic Party relies disproportionately on minority voters. And I got to the United States Senate as the fourth popularly elected black person in the history of our country to the Senate. And I was stunned. It was the most least diverse place I had ever worked. I started snooping around, looking in committee rooms to see if I could see anybody of color in the Judiciary Committee. I'm talking about on their staffs. And it was so frustrating to me that, and this is to Brian Schatz's credit, he's a senator from Hawaii. He became my partner on this. We went to Chuck Schumer and just said, look, this is appalling that there's no diversity on staffs. There are no African Americans in the room helping to make decisions that disproportionately affect African Americans. And to Schumer's credit, he's like, well, what can we do about it? So we instituted the Rooney Rule amongst Democrats. You got to interview, just like for football, sports teams, you got to interview people of color. But even more importantly than this, because I think this is why we saw such a dramatic change in the Senate now, is that every Democratic senator has to publish their diversity statistics, say how many women they have on their staffs, and in the positions of authority, how many black and brown people they have on their staffs. And so since we did that, now you've suddenly seen the number of minority folks being hired. So this to me is not a presidential, like, hey, black people, look at me. This is stuff I've been working on since I got there. You talk about wealth. This is going on a deeper level now. Government has been creating wealth in this country. Government decisions have been assigning wealth in this country that have created generational fortunes. Government decided who got the railroad land grants. Back in the day, talk about wealth. Government decided the processes of who could get Spectrum. We're on the radio right now. This was assigned to people that created incredible wealth. Well, back in the days that these decisions were being made about who gets certain contracts and who doesn't, it has created some of the greatest fortunes in America. One of the ways that fortunes are being made as we speak is something called who's managing pensions. Remember, we're in New York City right now. The financial world is how biggest wealth is now. The people who are paying into pensions, are people of color. Unions have pensions. Everybody. The biggest pensions in America are being managed by government. So all the federal pensions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, there's been a movement to start saying, in states like New York, the question has been called. How many people of color or women are managing New York's pensions? So New York has, they say that it's called the Emerging Manager Program. Right? About 8 to 10% of New York's pensions are being managed by people of color or women. By the way, according to Barclays Bank, they get the biggest returns. They get better returns than the big guys that are majority white firms. And so I get down to Washington because I was taught by my parents, who were, my dad was the first black person hired by IBM in the Virginia area salesman. My parents said it's not enough to be the first. Make sure you're not the last. Correct. And so I get down there, and I just know one of the things, even though I'm the senator from New Jersey, I went down there on a mission of diversity and inclusion and equal access and opportunity. And so I just called the question. We have a black president, by the way. And I called the question. How many, and I'm not trying to blow up anybody. I didn't do this with the press conference or anything. I just wrote letters, Department of Treasury, every place I could. How much of the money, of the hundreds of billions of dollars being managed by anybody of color or women run firms? And we get back a stunning number, 0%. And so I go to another one of my senators who's known for shaking things up. And we wrote letters and just basically said something called a summit meeting with a lot of cabinet secretaries there to start trying to address this stuff. But this is my point. The Democratic Party has not always been for black folks.
It's not right now. It's hard for me to say that Democrats are the party of the people when in the December debate it's diverse, but it's going to be all white.
Well,
3.5 years after having a black president, no black people will be in the debate in December.
Well, first of all, I got a few more days to make it.
Okay, black, bro.
I have all 5 debate, and that I feel some kind of way about that because not just because of personal ambition, but because to make the debate stage, this is the first time we have rules. They said you have to make certain fundraising thresholds and certain polling thresholds. Now you see, I just came out of Iowa a few days ago. When I was up there, I'm watching late night TV, lying in my hotel bed trying to go to sleep. And it almost didn't seem like the Jimmy Kimmel show. It seemed like the Bloomberg and Steyer show because they've got billions of dollars to run nonstop ads to juice up their polling numbers. So the DNC has created rules for the debate that if you're a billionaire, you can find creative ways to get on it. But my team, which is trying to use every bit of our money for grassroots organizing, which is how we beat the machine in Newark for me to become mayor, is now having to try to figure out ways to raise enough money so we can do TV ads to help get the 1% point we're shy. And these polls we know are imprecise. If polls were right, Hillary Clinton would be president.
Right.
And so it's frustrating that we've designed a system, the party that says we are about equality, inclusion, not the power of billionaires and millionaires who warp our system, has now created a system that is going to benefit people who have a lot more money.
Right. How do you beat that billionaire? How do you beat those millionaires?
Well, one is we've been calling out to folk. And this has been our best fundraising stretch. Because people feel, especially with Kamala dropping out, people feel some kind of way. So we're now on our track for our best online fundraising. We're hoping it's going to continue. Because make debate stage or not, we still want to make January one. People want my voice on that stage. The only one has called out issues. I should give Castro some credit and Kamala some credit. When we're up there, we are often bringing different things into the conversation that have not been brought into the conversation. And so we're just saying to folks, if you value my voice, even if you haven't decided who your final person is, you got to go to CoryBooker.com and help us out. Because I refuse to let this election be decided by the same factors that ultimately we're trying to fight in influence over our politics. And I'm confident right now, just to let folks know. By the way, polling is such
bullshit.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to be respectful. The polling there has never been a point in the Democratic Party in our lifetime where somebody leading in the polls went to the White House this far out. Let me give you, Carter was around 1%. Bill Clinton was around 4%. Obama, on this day, was almost 20 points behind Hillary Clinton in 2007. Polls do not predict from our party who becomes president. We right now, according to everybody from Kerry campaigns, remember, John Kerry and John Edwards were polling 6th and 7th in December. 1 month later, they went in and finished 1 and 2 in Iowa. One was polling 4%, one was polling 2%. The way they win is grassroots organizations. Let me just tell you, right now, our campaign is the Des Moines Registrars and Neil Warren have the best grassroots campaigns on the field. Number two is we are leading every person in this race in endorsements from local elected officials. These are your city council person. These are your mayoral leaders, I should say. These are the people that on the ground that are closest to the people. So we're endorsed by those folks. We are rising in favorability. In Iowa now, my team showed me one poll, we're up at number 3 in sort of popularity, net favorability. So we are doing the things that have helped other people go from behind the polls to winning in this election. So we're feeling pretty good about our ability to do what Obama did, upset expectations in Iowa. But now we suddenly have this debate hurdle that's going to, in fact, the Iowa media is so upset that I might not be on the debate stage. And they literally have been calling out to people, if the pollsters call you, even if you haven't made your final decision, say you want Cory Booker. Because so you juice those poll numbers up. Because it's ridiculous that the elites are choosing who Iowa gets to vote as opposed to the Iowa people alone, especially because Iowans have gone against the polls so many times.
Is it embarrassing being the black candidate who can't garner black support?
No. God, no. Look, we are brand loyal in our time. And Obama was the black candidate, and he was way behind Hillary Clinton right now in South Carolina amongst black voters. I'm not.
Why do older black people love Joe Biden so much? Especially when you look at like the 88 crack laws, the 94 crime bill. Nothing to put more black people in jail than those buildings. Why do people love them so much?
Listen, we are loyal folks, and also like other voters, we want to win. We don't want Donald Trump to be there. And the perceived wisdom right now, just like it was when Obama was running the Clintons, the perceived wisdom is he can win. I got to prove I can win. And I know the loyalty of black voters to me.
How do you prove that? How do you prove that you win? How do you?
Let me prove to you about black voters first. I can do this objectively with data.
Let's go.
Chris Christie, 2013, he's running for re-election.
Correct.
And suddenly Frank Lautenberg dies. And now he's got me running for senator. And he had to place he could set, according to New Jersey law, he could set when the election is.
Right.
So the obvious thing everybody thought you choose is just save money for taxpayers, put Cory Booker's election the same day as your election. He said, nah, I'm moving it 3 weeks before. So my election for Senate was on a Wednesday. It wasn't even a Tuesday voting day. And we had to go out and educate people. So I was the only name on the ballot. Black vote in my state went up above the black population percentage. It was between 13 and 14% of the electorate. 3 weeks later, on a competitive, normal November election day, when there was competitive races up and down the ticket, the black percentage of black turnout in our state went down to between 9 and 10%. So I've shown when I'm on the ballot, we can energize minority voters to the polls. Now this is very important. Because anybody on that stage, let me admit to you this, is going to get over 90% of the black vote. But it's not the percentage, it's the exciting energy and the turnout of African-American voters. So I have no worries if we come out, if I can show this country, we can upset in Iowa. And by the time we're coming to South Carolina, now this same thing happened to Obama. Wait a minute, that guy can win? Yeah, we're going to be with the candidate that best connects to our lived experience. Because to me, that's what's important. For me as a black voter, I don't want to have to explain to people why what you just said is offensive. I don't want to have to worry that when you go to Washington and you see that there's no black people at the table, do you do something about it? When you see that economic opportunities being handed out, does somebody have to like whisper in your ear, make sure it's done in a way that's inclusive of minority and women voters? I want somebody that's proven that I know that these issues are going to be at the forefront of their thoughts. Because let me give you an example of what's happening in the black community right now. We've had a recovery since the recession. But the recovery has been so much different for black America than it has white America. In fact, since the recession, the black-white wealth gap in America is growing. We had virtually for my dad's when my dad was born. Today's my dad's birthday. He died 6 days before I was thinking. It's very much on my heart right now.
Happy born.
Yeah, thank you, man. And so from the time he was born, Black America was closing racial wealth gap. Not as quickly as we might have wanted, but it was closing. The Great Recession hit, and now it's moving the other way. During the time of Trump, bragging about all these numbers, it's gotten worse.
Right.
And so if you don't understand that is a crisis for all of America, that Black America relative to white America is getting poorer right now. If that's not something that is an urgency for you, and I don't trust that it is, as a guy who's been representing black communities my entire career, then I got a problem with. So that's why for black I have no worries about this election when it comes to African American voters. Because as folks get to know me, we just had a big meeting in South Carolina with black men, and guys were saying, I was glad to know who you were. But one guy said, I listened to you for 5 minutes, and I relaxed because I got less tense.
Is it difficult being a black candidate, especially with the expectations of not just black voters, black people? Because they might say, I don't know why they say, Cory's not black enough. Cory's corny.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live make fun of you and be like, Cory has all these well-prepared, rehearsed lines and debate. Like, you feel the need to put on a, like, I gotta be down.
No. Look, the movie Street Fight has this incredible scene. This is about the Oscar-nominated movie. I'm watching online for free now. About my rise in Newark. And lost to March Penguins in the Oscars. But this is powerful scene of a sister in that movie going against because this was what the opposition Newark the machine Newark he's not black enough to and this woman just broke it down. Why is it that guy who goes off everything he wanted to do? I went off to Stanford University. I joke I got in because of 4.0, 1600, 4.0 yards carry, 1600 receiving yards because I got in on football scholarship. But I stayed and did master's there. Went off to Oxford, Rhodes Scholar, came back to law school, and she's like, why is that suddenly? And then he did what we wanted him to do. He came back to the community. Sir, my dad was not impressed. My dad from both my parents grew up segregated times. My dad was from the South, and he looks at me and goes, boy, you got more degrees in the month of July, which ain't hot. Life ain't about the degrees you get, it's about the service you get. You want to make my parents proud. Get back to the work of making this country a just place for everyone. So I made a decision. With my Yale law degree, I moved into the neighborhood I still live in. Black and brown community in Central Ward, New Jersey.
A lot of them say you never really lived there, though.
Well,
that was front.
Look, man, there is a lot of people say a lot of things. But my whole life, my whole majority of my life now is spent living in the same community in Newark. Living for 8 years in projects in Newark. And the people that got me elected. Miss Virginia Jones, I go through the tenant leaders who walked me through the projects. They're rarely have ever been upset in Newark. I was the youngest city council never elected because of elderly folks and young folks who walked me through and put their credibility on mine. Still, Miss Jones would answer the door. Frank, they would answer the door, open the door to the projects because they recognize them, and they would just say, "We can trust this boy. We can trust him." And one of the reasons I
still white woman calling you a boy.
No, it's like a woman who's like my mother, Virginia Jones.
Okay.
Yeah. And the literal reason why I moved into the Brick Towers was because Miss Jones, when I got elected, don't forget where you came from. Forget the people that were there for you. So I said, not only want to forget, I'm going to move into the toughest place where people will say things like, you can't live. No way you live. Well, I wanted to live with the community. When I became mayor, I made a decision with my team. Let's find the sector of the city that they say is the most dangerous, with the most shootings, because I want to move into that area of the city.
I remember a lot of death threats. I do remember that as well. People like
a lot of death threats, a lot of gang.
I've had some tough scrapes, but look, that gets a lot of attention for me because I'm the mayor of the city or what have you. But folk are living up in dangerous environments in our communities all the time. That's why I tell folks, and I've had this conversation in Washington with people, like issues like gun violence. The majority of homicide victims in America are black men. Majority of the homicide victims in America are black men. And this is not an intellectual thing. In Brick Towers, there's a crew of kids that hung out in the lobby. And this to me is still one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life. One of those kids, and again, today's my dad's birthday, so it's on my mind. But he was my father. This kid named Hassan Washington. He was like my dad. Just like my dad, his mama couldn't take care of him. Raised by his grandmother. Like in our communities, that's a high number of kids have done that. And just funny. Like my father had a great sense of humor, funny. And I'll never forget. I walked in and smelled marijuana in the lobby. And I've not something I haven't smelled in college all the times, but kids in my community don't have the same margins era to be experimenting with drugs like that. And so I started taking these kids out, movies, trying to connect with other friends of mine. Some of them I still remember the best conversations with those kids. Some of my friends had dealt drugs that I brought with them, tell them about the experiences they had, police and all that. And I made commitments to these kids that I would follow. I thought I was going to follow through on, but I started running for mayor, and I got so busy during a campaign that I lost track of this crew. But they were always there for me when I come home at night. They would cheer me on and say, I'm going to vote for you, not tease man. You're not old enough to vote. But long story short, I get elected. Death threats come on my life. And they wrap police around me. In projects, safe has been a long time. But none of the kids hung out there anymore with police and things like that in the lobby building I lived in. So I lost track of them. 1 month into my time, I'm a newly minted mayor. Crime. I got elected in a time the murder was going up in Newark. And so that summer, I was on the streets. And so I show up to one shooting, body covered, another one loaded. I confess to you, I barely acknowledged the humanity that was lost on that sidewalk. It was right on Court Street in Newark by a senior citizen building. I'm talking to all the seniors. But I get home that night, steal a couple hours sleep. I still remember BlackBerry back then. Going through my BlackBerry, looking at the police reports, and then I see the homicide victim's name, Hassan Washington.
Wow.
And that was the first time in my life I was just broke. I mean, I couldn't function. I went to the funeral at Perry's funeral home in Newark, and I couldn't stay. In fact, Kevin's here with me right now. He's a former detective in Newark. Remembers this. I just had to get out. I felt like I was choked. And I still remember the first time I just sat in my office with the mayor, newly minted mayor, and I wept. Because
you feel like it was your fault?
I felt like my father's. I'm here because when my dad things went wrong, the community wrapped around him. This family took him into his home. Funeral home director in this southern town said, "You come live with us." When he had no, there's no college in my family's past, but the community said to him, "Going to college." In fact, the church took a collection so that he could go to North Carolina Central University. I'm the son of two HBCU grads. And North Carolina Central University took a kid that probably wouldn't have finished college, maybe in a different environment, and got him out. So I'm here because a community. And when I was in that funeral, the reason why I was choking is because it was so packed. Everybody was there. But all I could think about in the mayor's office when I was sitting there was we were all there for his death. We're worried for his life. Right. God put this kid right in front of me. And so one of the last living members of that crew from my lobby last year got shot and murdered with an assault rifle on the block I live in now. And so this to me is not a policy platform. My children are dying every damn day. And maybe it's not my kids in Newark. Ross Baraka, God bless you, brother. 50-year low in crime. He's great job. But I can go through the cities where this isn't. We pay attention when it's a mass murder, horrific things. But between every single one, thousands of people are being shot, and they look like us. And so for me, when I go to that White House, talk about lived experience. I will remember. I can name the children in my community. When I was mayor, funerals I had to go to.
But you don't want to take guns. You just want some type of gun legislation to regulate.
Listen. Let me just say, because I made this point when I was mayor. I could only find one circumstance in Newark where somebody who was shot by a person who legally obtained their weapon. And that person was a correctional officer used it to shoot at her boyfriend. Do a horrible murder-suicide. Every other shooting in my community was done by somebody who qualified to buy a gun. So my point is it's not a law-abiding citizen gun ownership. It's the laws that we have that allow people to obtain guns who should not obtain. So I'm not against. I don't know if you have, Charlamagne. I don't know if you have a weapon.
Oh yeah, I do. You know what? Clear this up for us. About 9 years ago, we did an event with you in Harlem.
Yeah.
And I swear me and saw you with a gun. Like you had it tucked in your back. And I was like, yo, look up back. Did you ever used to carry it?
No, I never carried. I'm sure.
Remember that?
I do. But I was on the Upper East Side or something like that.
I don't know where it was at, but I was like, yo, and that honestly made me dig you. Because I knew about the death threats like that.
Yeah.
No, but you know, I got a question.
I never carried a weapon. Never. I fired them, but I've never.
So what was that in your back?
I have no idea. Maybe it was like a granola bar.
Katie Couric was here.
Yes.
She said that you guys were on a blind date.
True.
To a football game.
True.
And you never asked out again.
Well, no, she said she never asked you out again.
She
said you was corny.
She didn't say that. I don't know if you saw that. She said you never asked out again. Why was that?
You spent some time. Why am I going back there? You're going to give me a trouble with my now girlfriend. It never
Rosario Dawson.
Miss Rosario.
He has a name, Cory.
She Rosario. Last time I didn't say the name. We just but
just campaigning for you.
She is.
Back to your old boo.
You didn't call her back. Why not?
If I felt that door was open, I would have knocked on that door again. I'll just
that didn't connect.
What's that mean?
What does that mean? That means I found her to be. I had a great time. I just never felt like she was inviting that. But maybe it's my. And this is how I remember. This is well more than a decade. This is a while ago, and I don't remember exactly.
The connection wasn't there.
I really enjoyed. She was somebody that you met them and they were real. It was like we had fun. And so I don't know why that didn't materialize.
You got any regrets?
I have no regrets because I'm with a woman. But I'm like, every day I'm like myself. My girlfriend is just amazing. I'm just very happy.
We're getting married soon.
I am not making any news on that. There's been no wedding plans for us. But I'm really. She's just an incredible human being. She's an activist. She adopted an amazing daughter. Her daughter, 11 years old. People doing that. She founded Voto Latino, which is activist. She's like a righteous activist person uses her position as much good as she possibly can. She's an entrepreneur. I know you respect that, but she's not a conscious capitalist in the sense of she's working with women in Africa, develop capacity there. I mean, everything about her amazes me every day, and I'm just really blessed.
Some people say that relationship real though. You're just with her because rumors are just sexuality.
Well, first of all, some people say everything, and I don't care. I don't care what people say. If I care what people say, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. What did Malcolm X say? If
you don't have no critics, you don't have no success.
That's exactly right.
You got to teach Spanish. Spanish was
So when I was about to become, I lost my first marriage race, but I knew we were going to win the next. I could just feel staying in the community. We knew coming. So I darted off to Ecuador for a month. Some other people that would come council people with me, just because we knew a third of our city plus speaks Spanish. So my Spanish is enough. It ain't perfect, but I do enough that I can be conversational, where I can go into the community.
I can't wait for you and Bloomberg each other in Spanish. That is going to be hilarious.
Well, his Spanish. I don't know that Twitter exists. But when he was married, what was it called? El Bumblito.
Stop, Pio Frisco.
Yeah.
Do you think he's racist?
Look.
You think Mayor Bloomberg?
No. I think he's one of those folks that Angela Davis said it best. The question is not are you not a racist? The question is does racism exist? Answer that question is yes. Then it's not enough to say I'm not a racist. You have to be anti-racist.
Yeah, his policies don't reflect.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to have race-conscious policies that are going to affect the pervasive nature of race in this country, in our medical system, in our school systems, in our criminal justice systems, in our economy. The data proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are in a system that you get disparate treatment based upon the color of your skin still to this day. There's no difference to drugs. No difference between blacks and whites whatsoever for using or selling drugs. But if you're African American, you're almost four times more likely to be incarcerated for that. This is why we live in this perverse reality right now, where blacks are 4 times more likely to lose their voting rights. Because they're disproportionately incarcerated. Blacks are 4 times more likely to not be able to get, as a result of being incarcerated. Remember, it's a lifetime sentence. You can't get loans from your bank. You can't get taxi cab licenses, business licenses. And we have created such a disparity in incarceration that the numbers of African Americans now under criminal supervision, jail, prison, probation, parole, there's more African Americans now under criminal supervision than all the slaves in 1550. And that's why Michelle Alexander's book, which is a book that me and another senator bought. Every senator, and 98 other senators bought it for, called the New Jim Crow, which goes through Michelle Alexander, God bless you, chapter and verse. These issues of how race is so permeating the criminal justice system we have really created. We've taken the old Jim Crow and replaced it with the new.
That's right.
So I don't have time for this measure of who not a race. I'm trying to stop racism and the racist impacts that pervade our society. And I think we often, at the beginning of this campaign, it was like every candidate, do you think Donald Trump's a racist? Do you think Donald Trump's a racist? I'm like, I'm trying to stop racism. I'm trying to stop policies right now that are disproportionately impacting communities like the ones that I live in.
We got to stop Joe Biden too. Because I'm not going to lie, after the same question about Biden, same question about Bloomberg. Biden has implemented policies that have absolutely disproportionately affected black and brown.
You heard me in the early parts of this campaign, and people sort of got on me. I said, look, he has said that every single crime bill, major and minor, I'm not using his words, since 1970 his name.
Yep, Biden bill.
And so my point is that I called this out in one of the debates. I said that can you like admit it's wrong. Admit that was devastating. I don't mind, guys. We have to have. I don't mind extending grace to anybody, but for truth and reconciliation, other countries have those. Part of that is telling the truth about it. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm a black man, mayor of a black city, and I made mistakes when I was mayor of the city of Newark. And so I don't mind doing that. Anybody who put yourself in the arena, you're gonna mess up. Every time I step on the football field, I fumble sometimes. But admit it. Learn from it, and then be more aggressive in correcting for it. And so that's my point right now. I'm worried in this election that we are going to elect people that you are going to be sitting here on the sidelines. And I respect you a lot. But if people are still hearing from the biggest media influencers that I don't trust that guy.
Don't.
And that's our nominee. That's going to really have an effect on what the turnout is going to be. And so we better have somebody that can with any community and earn their trust. Because that's when we see record turnouts. And if we have record turnouts, there's nobody. We will win back the Senate. We will win back White House. We will make sure the next Supreme Court justice. I hope people start talking about women being in the next Supreme Court justice. We will start seeing diversity. That's what we need to create a wave election in this country. It's going to benefit every American. That's why I'm so hard. Keep my voice on that debate stage. Be in this election. I'm confident we have a pathway to victory. But I don't want to support any Democrat who wins. Let me be clear on that. But I want to make sure that when I come back here, hopefully I'm back here as the nominee for the Democratic Party. But I'm going to come back here no matter what. And I want to be able to have to defend Joe Biden if he's our nominee.
Listen, if Joe Biden has you as a VP, if he has Senator Harris as a VP, Stacey Abrams, just some type of diversity. I pay him more attention. I'm looking at totality. I'm not looking at one person.
Okay.
I want to see what the cabinet look like. I want to see what the campaign staff look like. Running mate looks like.
Okay, but
Cory Booker has to go.
I want to be the nominee of the Democratic Party, and whoever my vice president, whoever she is, she will represent.
She'll definitely be a woman.
Absolutely.
You get it, man. See stuff like there's no white guy that can come out of the party that can't have a woman. You have to have a woman running mate. You have to.
We must have diverse tickets. It's just done. Democratic. You cannot be about it unless you show us that you're about. You can't just say I believe in gender equity and then come up with a ticket. It doesn't represent.
Who would she be?
I don't.
Yeah.
You said you play football. What's your football team? I'm just curious.
Man, it's been a rough year.
So you're a Giants fan?
I'm a Giants fan and a Stanford football fan.
Okay. All right.
It's been a rough year, and it's good because this is the year I have not been able to pay attention.
Oh, good. You ain't missing nothing.
Well, the Eagles and the Giants play right now. It's a big issue for New Jersey. We're split. I know, but we're split. And so I'm mourning. And then I roll around with my friend Kevin Batts here, who I'm calling him out because he's the most annoying guy in the world in football season. Because he's never even been to Texas, but he's a Dallas.
Hey, it's my kind of guy right there.
But I don't understand that. Kevin's born straight from Brick City. Never been to Texas.
That's why it's America's team.
It's trash. Okay. That's why they're called America's team. Trash. One in years.
I just believe in loyalty to your community. And the Giants play in New Jersey. They create jobs for New Jersey. He and I are the same age. We grew up when the Giants were the dominant team in America, giving it to the Dallas Cowboys. And so I don't even understand how you can like a team. And you never even been there. I like it. I don't respect it. I'm a New Jersey guy. I like the team this era.
You don't respect Bloomberg. He's a Republican.
He's a Patriots fan,
but he switched teams.
He
used to be a Republican.
He's a Patriots fan. Why are you of all the candidates in the field picking the one that I don't have a pathway to president? Why are you not talking about the actual people that I think will be the competitors after Iowa? Look, this is an issue. Can I just bring this up because you bring up sports? And I just want to say that we have a sports system in America that has a lot of issues. NCAA is exploits athletes.
Absolutely.
And so we rolled out a sports plan because what I saw as a Division I football player is you have these young men come in. And you can use them to make millions of dollars.
Put them on TV.
And they blow their knee out in their junior year. You don't even have to keep giving them a scholarship.
Nope.
They get injured. And 10 years down the road, they have a surgery. You're not paying the medical bills. Nope. They leave, try to get a job, might have some time, but you're still selling jerseys with their name on it. They're at school. I flew out to California from a middle class family. My parents were to fly out, see me, whatever. Other guys, their scholarship doesn't cover their full costs. And yet you're making millions of dollars. So we put this full reform package out. It says enough is enough. Government is granting you antitrust exemptions to run your league. And in exchange for that, you should meet certain thresholds of quality. And so I'm calling out the teams we love, the NFL, the NCAA. I'm calling them out for reform their practices. If I'm a president, the athletes will have a fairer deal on my leadership.
Here's my final question. What's your message to supporters and donors? When they're there for you, see the polls and always tell a story. You want people to see about your campaign. What's your message?
Well, I just want to tell you there's every single president we have had as Democrats in our lifetime always come from behind. Always starts happening in February. But we got to be in that mix. And if you want me in the mix, if you think this is the most important election of your lifetime, you got to act like it. And nothing you get. Without struggle, there is no progress. And so please support our campaign. If a pollster calls you, whatever, mention my name. If you got some resources, if you got $1, $2, please go to my website and contribute. We can see in this surge this last 2 weeks of support and a lot of different measures. But we got to keep it going. We get to Iowa with all the things we need to do exactly what Obama did. What other folks did competed.
I will say about you, I've been critical when you're on that debate stage. When you get to talk,
yes,
you good.
Thank you, man.
Like really good. And I would love to see you on that debate stage continuing to do that. Like take the gloves off even more, man.
Yeah, I will. Let me just say something of you. Don't stop being critical. Because we have to hold our people accountable. And being black is not enough. It's not enough.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning.
All right.
No more outfits like this. This goes around in our group chat. People say I could never vote for a guy who dressed like that.
This is the tough thing about being in public life.
You know, something about being black. You gotta be fly.
All the time. I gotta be fly all the time.
What was this?
This is a decade ago, man.
Oh, this is a decade ago. Yeah, you do look a little wider.
I'm a lot heavier.
Yeah.
That's what's more embarrassing to me.
Cory Booker.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you very much.